Happiness comes not from external goods or fortune, but from cultivating virtue and exercising reason consistently throughout life. The mind's purpose is to discern truth, for a life without reflection is like a ship without a rudder. It is not enough to know what is right. One must act according to that knowledge with courage and consistency. The measure of a person's character is how they respond to adversity, not how they enjoy comfort. Education shapes the soul, and only through study and practice can one become truly wise and just. To deliberate well is the mark of intelligence, and to act on deliberation is the mark of virtue. Wealth and power are indifferent to moral character. Only reason and self-control determine the quality of life. Pleasure, when guided by moderation and intellect, enhances life, but uncontrolled desire leads inevitably to destruction. Friendship built on virtue is enduring, for it is sustained by respect, understanding, and shared moral purpose. Courage is strengthened not by absence of fear, but by the repeated choice to act rightly despite fear. The purpose of law is not merely to punish, but to cultivate justice and reason in the citizens. A wise person values truth above reputation, for public praise may flatter the mind, but cannot instruct it. Reflection on death reminds us of the fleeting nature of life and inspires focus on virtuous deeds. Excellence is habitual. No single act of virtue suffices to make a person truly good. The intellect must guide emotion, for unbridled passion is the ruin of reason and morality. Justice is giving each their due, without favoritism or prejudice, guided by reason, not whim. True happiness is an activity of the soul in accordance with virtue, cultivated throughout a lifetime. Even in leisure, the mind must seek understanding, for the life of thought enriches the life of action. Anger and resentment corrode the soul, whereas forgiveness and reason fortify the character. The good life is one where choices are deliberate, reasoned, and oriented toward the common good. Contemplation allows the soul to rise above mere survival, revealing the principles that govern a meaningful life. Wealth is useful only when it supports virtuous living. Otherwise, it becomes a distraction from wisdom. Patience and moderation in all things lead to balance, whereas excess in any form corrupts the soul. Education without moral practice produces cleverness but not virtue. Knowledge must guide action to be valuable. A community thrives when individuals cultivate virtue, reason, and cooperation, not when they seek only self-interest. Reflection on one's own ignorance is the first step toward genuine knowledge and intellectual humility. Life is most fulfilling when the mind and soul are disciplined, passions are tempered, and action aligns with reason. To achieve excellence in any craft or character, repeated, conscious effort guided by reflection is essential. Those who control their desires live free, while those ruled by impulse remain enslaved to fleeting pleasures. Virtue cannot be taught by words alone. It must be practiced, experienced, and internalized over time. Happiness is not found in fleeting pleasure or avoidance of pain, but in the cultivation of rational virtue. The soul that chooses understanding over comfort will never regret the pursuit of wisdom. Moderation in all things, guided by reason, secures a life that is stable, virtuous, and meaningful. Friendship and community are strengthened when individuals act from virtue, not self-interest or vanity. Courage does not consist in the absence of fear, but in the careful pursuit of right action. Every choice should reflect the harmony between reason and desire, not the whims of impulse. The contemplative mind discovers patterns and principles that the distracted or indulgent will never perceive. A life guided by reason cultivates resilience, wisdom, and contentment that pleasure alone cannot provide. True knowledge arises when one examines the self as deeply as the external world. To understand virtue is to commit to acting on it, not merely to speak of it. Justice and courage are twin pillars of the soul, supporting a life of excellence and honor. Wealth and comfort are fleeting. Character and wisdom endure through action and reflection. The pursuit of knowledge without moral grounding is empty, leading only to cleverness without virtue. Virtuous habits shape the soul more than wealth, fame, or social acclaim ever could. Reflection allows one to see the hidden motives that guide behavior and action. Those who listen attentively to reason cultivate foresight that ignorance can never achieve. The power of the mind lies in its capacity to shape character and destiny through choice. Excellence is attained by repeated, intentional action aligned with knowledge, not by random fortune. Moderation tempers passion, enabling one to act rightly even under temptation or duress. To live wisely is to align personal desire with universal reason and the common good. Wisdom is not merely the accumulation of knowledge, but the ability to discern what is most meaningful in life. The soul that constantly examines itself gains clarity and avoids the distractions of trivial pleasures. True virtue is expressed through action, not just through thought or spoken words. Self-control in desire and emotion allows one to act in accordance with reason, even under pressure. Happiness is achieved by a life of contemplation, ethical action, and alignment with one's highest principles. To act rightly in public and private is the measure of true moral excellence. Those who let fear dictate their choices miss the opportunity to cultivate courage and wisdom. Friendship is not based on utility or pleasure alone, but on mutual respect and moral alignment. Reflection on past actions strengthens judgment, enabling better decisions in the present and future. The mind that seeks truth, even when uncomfortable, attains freedom from ignorance and illusion. Excellence of character requires not one heroic act, but a consistent pattern of virtuous decisions. The study of ethics is incomplete without practice. Knowledge without action is hollow. Desire must be disciplined, and only then can pleasure contribute to a meaningful life. To live well is to harmonize the intellect with the passions, directing each toward virtue. The pursuit of fame without virtue corrupts the soul more than poverty ever could. Temperance in all things fosters stability, clarity, and enduring satisfaction. Courage without wisdom is reckless, but wisdom without courage remains inert and ineffective. Thoughtful deliberation ensures that choices align with long-term good rather than short-term gratification. The best life is one where personal excellence contributes to the greater good of society. Virtue is cultivated through habitual practice, guided by reason and reflection. Ignorance is not merely a lack of knowledge, but the failure to act on what one knows. Integrity is the alignment of words, thoughts, and actions. Without it, character is fragmented. The soul that embraces reason over impulse gains freedom and resilience against life's hardships. Learning is not complete until it is integrated into the choices one makes daily. Happiness is found not in external achievements, but in the disciplined cultivation of virtue. The wise person values inner peace over superficial approval from others. Life's difficulties are opportunities to exercise patience, courage, and judgment. Knowledge is strengthened through dialogue and reflection, not through solitary acceptance of opinions. Generosity guided by reason enriches both giver and receiver, unlike unconsidered acts of indulgence. The pursuit of understanding is the highest exercise of the human intellect. Pleasure that disregards virtue is fleeting, but virtuous activity produces lasting contentment. Tempering desire with reason allows one to pursue excellence without succumbing to excess. To act ethically is to align personal freedom with universal principles of justice and good. A reflective mind sees beyond immediate appearance to the essence of things. The truly educated person balances knowledge, character, and action in all aspects of life. Patience is the companion of wisdom, ensuring measured and thoughtful responses to challenges. Self-awareness is the foundation of moral insight, guiding choices that lead to flourishing. Excellence is not inherited but cultivated through disciplined thought, habit, and reflection. The most fulfilling life combines intellectual rigor with ethical courage and empathetic understanding. Moral virtue is achieved by aligning desires and actions with reason and the common good. Reflection reveals the hidden motives that drive human behavior and decision-making. Wisdom is strengthened when one balances contemplation with courageous action in the real world. True happiness arises when the soul acts in accordance with reason, not mere pleasure. The mind that values truth over comfort attains clarity and moral strength. Friendship rooted in virtue endures because it transcends utility, pleasure, or convenience. The soul disciplined by reason experiences freedom, resilience, and contentment in every circumstance. Ethical reflection illuminates the path between self-interest and the needs of the broader community. Courage, tempered by reason, ensures one faces challenges without sacrificing principle. Temperance guides the desires of the body and mind toward actions that promote well-being. A fulfilled life is achieved through consistent practice of virtue, guided by reason and reflection.